Hi everybody, it's Diana with Stamping with Die. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Dies Shorts. And I'm going to be doing the Sweet and Spooky kit with you. So this might be a little bit longer Dies Shorts than normal. But I'm not going to make them all. I'm just going to make one of each. And they're so fun. Oh my gosh, I'm going to get more of these kits. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona, so welcome. If you are new, I am in the chat room during the video premiere. So head on over there, I'll be there with my friends. If you're watching the replay, if you have a question or a comment, leave it below. YouTube will let me know, and then I can reach out to you. So that's what we're gonna do today. Like I said, it's super, super cute. We get at least 2 new kits a month. I showed you the Birthday Fancy kit on Tuesday, and then this is the second kit. And these are very similar to the Paper Pumpkin kits. You know, the same kind of cardstock and stuff like that, except with these ones, you know what you're getting, where the Paper Pumpkin ones, you just kind of know, like a little sneak. You don't know the whole thing. And the Paper Pumpkins are a subscription, where these ones you can order them if you want or not. I usually get at least one of the kit, you know, at least one each month, so that I can show you, because I know I'm a virtual learner, and I like to see things, you know, like for real. So that's why I usually get at least one. But like I said, I'm gonna get some more of these because they're so cute. Same with the Birthday Fancy. That was a cute kit too. All right, so that's what we're gonna do today. So I'm gonna spin the camera. I am gonna share with you, on Tuesday we talked about the little, because I did Monday, I did the llama. This right here, I did, for my mimeograph, I did the little llama, and then I did my twist. And we talked about a stamp set that Stampin' Up! Had forever ago, and it had a llama in there. So I did find that card in my card, so I'll show it to you. I did like a photo bomb card, and I think I did it on stage at one of the conventions. And also I had extra pieces from that Birthday Fancy, and I'll show you. I just made a couple extra cards. All right, so I will stop blabbing so I can spin my camera. So close your eyes just for a minute while I do that. Okay, so let me show you. This is just an envelope. All right, let me show you. These are just a couple of the extra cards that I made with those extra pieces. And I just used some of the Memories and More card packs. So they're cute little ones with designs. And yeah, so I was able to make 2 more cards. I still had some extra tags, and like I trimmed this one, and other little things, but I didn't have any more of the cakes and things, so I just made 2 extras. But still, that was a really cute little kit. All right, so what I did do, oh, hang on a minute, I gotta show you this. I almost forgot. So this is that cute little photo bomb card. So it just says, "You make me smile." So just, we used to have like this was a die, so it made it look like a Polaroid. And then I just stamped those cute little critters. And then I just put this little lumberjack guy, so it looks like he's sticking his head. And I think I've done that before, other stamp sets where I've kind of like put somebody like peeking in, but this was so much fun. All right, so now let's get to this kit. Now this kit makes these cute little box bags. It's like a box, but it looks like a bag. You know, it's almost like a large milk box, you know, like a milk container. All right, so we have tear tape, which I'm not going to use. I'm just going to use my green tip glue. You've got dimensionals, but I'm going to use, I have the black dimensional, so I'm going to use these instead of the ones that come with the kit. It also has these really cute stars, which I showed you the other day. We've got some twine, and they have you cut it at 15 inches, and I think that's kind of longish, so you could probably get away with cutting it a little bit shorter. And you have some little stakes and some really cute little orange paper clips. Now what I did was, ahead of time, I punched out like all my little pieces, so I had them all kind of like stacked off to the side on my table, and I'm just going to pull from them as I need them. All right, because I'm going to do just one of each. I'm not going to make like all of them. All right, so let's get the boxes made first so that they can be drying, and then I'll make the little tags that go with them, because basically these boxes are all the same. Now when you make a box, the trick is you want to get all your scores going. Make sure the box knows like what you want it to do, what you expect of it, because it's a lot easier to do now than once you have it glued, and then you go, oh, I wanted you to fold that way, and it looks like you're like, sorry, you never told me, and now I'm not going to listen to you. So we're going to get all our little creases, and they're already, it's already scored for you. It's super fun. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to flip this one into here like that. And then I kind of ignore this one, but you could, that very top one, you could fold it a little bit towards you. Now, we have these right here, and they need to come in. So just kind of take your finger, and you're just going to want to, just get those little foldy things, because, like I said, it makes a little... It kind of reminds me of a milk container. Remember we used to get milk at school when we were kids? I mean, we probably still have these containers, but anyways. All right. We were talking about music from school the other day on the video, and so it's great to reminisce. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, now it does come with the tear tape, but I'm just going to use green tip glue. It gives me a little bit of a wiggle room. So we're just going to put our green tip glue. And then you lay it flat on the table and then just fold this over. And by doing that, you are keeping this box at like the proper folds. If you hold it up and fold it, you might tweak it a little bit and then it's not going to sit straight. So if you fold it like this, you just know that your box is, going to be put together properly. All right, so we're going to let that dry a second. All right, so while that's drying, I'm going to just do the same thing to each of these other boxes. So again, we're just going to give it, and I'm just going to bring that up a tad. Now this one you can see a little bit better because it's darker, but they all get put together the same way, and you can see these are a great size. You can put a lot of stuff in these, whether it be candy, whether it be treats. You might put little toys or something. It really depends on who you're going to give these to. If you're doing it for people at work, you might put more grown-up candy in that or whatever. But so they're a good size for whatever you end up putting in there. Okay, so just like before, I'm going to lay this down and put this green tip glue. So the white inside of the box is confusing the camera because we've got color going on, and all of a sudden you have this white plain thing, and the camera's like, what? I don't know what I'm looking at. All right. And then I, just like the other one, I'm going to set it aside. And that's just going to give that green tip glue, you know, time to set up. And then we have a cute little star one. So really the only one that kind of has a front, you know, a noticeable front is the house one. All right, but again, I'm just going to get all my things scored and ready. Try not to get too close to the camera. All right, and then get this folded. So you can use your finger, you can use your boom folder, you can use a ruler. You just kind of want to keep that triangle. I love when the boxes already come with all their scores, and you can just put them together. Now you could even, like, you might go, oh my gosh, I want this pattern, and then you could just, you know, keep one as a pattern, because I have like a tote that I have all my patterns in, and then I can always refer back to them. So maybe I should do the same thing. Maybe I should keep one not put together so I can always use it later as a pattern. All right, so we have that, and then I'll set this aside, and then what I'll do is I'll make my tags, and then we'll put our boxes together. Actually, you know what? Hang on a second. I'm going to glue the box because I need to glue the little bottom. So I'm going to take that back. I'm going to glue my box bottoms. All right. So I'll just go back to this little guy. So we have our box. Now what this is going to do is it goes like this. So see, it gives that milk kind of container look to it. And then what I like to do is I like to look at where the seam is. So see, there's a seam right here. So I like that to be at the back. So that way, you know, you don't see the seams, although this one isn't as bad because it's got all those things. And I've been putting the little tiny one in because, you know, I guess it really doesn't matter. You could put the big one in. So let's put the big one in. I don't think it really hurts. All right, so let's put the big one in. And we'll see what we like. All right, so I put a little green tip glue. And then I just kind of make sure that it's not going anywhere. Little glue, close, close. And then I quickly turn it upside down on my table so that it stays square. And then I'm going to take my boom folder and I'm just going to go like this. And then it has, so that gives you a solid bottom. I mean, they're being glued, so I don't think it matters. I'll do one the other way. And then you can just decide. You can say, oh, I like a solid bottom or whatever. All right, so this one, we'll set it aside for the tag. All right, so I will glue this one the other way, and then you can just say whichever you like the best. All right, so again, pinch. Now this one has a door. Okay, so this one has a door, so it has a front. So I'm going to glue these. So I'm going to put a little glue. Put a little glue, close, and it just kind of traps it quickly, and then close, and then stand it up on itself, and then just make sure all your edges are tucked in and not sticking out. And so this is why I like the green tip glue over the tear tape. Just because you have that wiggle room. If I'd have put tear tape, as soon as that's touched, it would be stuck. All right, so there's that one. And so see, you can decide, you know, you have the box with the two little foldies, or you have, you know, I like that. So it's totally up to you. All right, so I'm gonna do this one. So again, get your boxes and then decide. So I'm just gonna do it this way again. All right, so we have those go in, fold, and again, quickly put it on the table, keep it straight. And that way, if you have any of your edges sticking out, like if you folded it not quite right, it gives you time to kind of fix it. If not, it's easy to trim the little overhangs in case you do it wrong. So don't stress about it. Depending on who you give it to, if you give this to a little kid, they might just tear it all to pieces to get the candy out of it. All right. So now I have my little boxes done. I'm going to set them aside. And we are going to make our little tags. Now the tags are stinking adorable. So we have this one here. And they have little holes for the string to go through. This one also goes with this. These are going to go together. This also goes with the cute little ghost. And this one goes with the eek and the little stick. So they have you putting this together with the tear tape, but I'm just using, I used the green tip glue and it worked for me. So it's just whatever you feel comfortable with. All right. And it's just this little stake kind of thing. So I'm just sticking it in here like that. Put a little glue. And what I do is I kind of fold it. Hold on a second. I kind of fold it over on itself like this. I just use my fingernail and I just kind of fold that over, and then you can put a little more green tip or the tear tape. It just depends on what you're using. And just let it, you know, it doesn't take super long, but while that's drying, we'll put the rest of our tag together. But I just want to give it a little push so I know that it's going to stay. All right, so we'll just set that aside. Now we have our little tag, and this is where I'm using the black dimensionals instead of the white ones that come with the kit. Either one will work, but I don't use the black ones enough. So whenever I'm using like black cardstock and it calls for dimensional, I'm like, ooh, let's use the black ones. All right, so this goes on here and it's off, you know, off center a little bit. And then we have our cute little ghost. So she's on there too. And she just kind of on here like that. Now this set would make cute cards too if you you know, use the boxes, didn't decorate them all to pieces. These little tags would be cute on cards. All right, and this one uses just one star. Put the star there. And then I have the twine. So the twine I've already cut ahead of time at the 15 inches. But like I said, this 15 inches is very generous. I don't think you even need to cut it at 15. But so I just loop it in layer like that. And then I go like this. I turn it upside down. And then I'm just going to tie a bow. Okay. Have our little bow there, and we can fiddle fart with our tails later.
Okay, and then we have our tag, our little sign, and the ghost is holding the sign like that. So I'm just going to put a dimensional right there. And then you're just going to put the sign like this. And then the ghost is holding that eek, you know, like almost like a picket sign. And then we take one of the little orange clothespin, or whatchamacallit, paper clip. And this one goes on here. And I've been putting the clip, when I put the clip on, I've been trying to make it kind of go under that first tag, so you kind of don't see the clip. Although it's cute, it's a cute little orange clip, so it totally goes with the theme. So I don't think it matters. Hang on a second. Need to get it a little bent.
You got mail, baby, yeah.
Oops, I should have turned my phone off. All right, there we go. So I kind of put it like this, so it's there, but it's kind of behind that tag. All right, so there's the first little box. So look how big they are. I mean, it is like finished. It is about 5 inches, 5 inches tall. All right, so that's one. All right, so let's do this one. So we want this striped paper this time, the striped tag. And I love this freesia and the black. Oh, just too cute. Then we have the polka dotted pumpkin one. And then we have this really cute trick or treat, and it already has the writing on it. And that's going to go on there. This one uses a lot. This one also uses the pumpkin, and it also uses that little foil ghost. All right, so just like before, I'm going to put my dimensionals on. Oop, I only need one of these. And I just pop them all out at one time. All right, so this goes on here. So just try to have it be in the center there. Okay. Then, and there's a lot of dimension to this, which is fine because it's a bag, right? Okay. This goes on there. But this is what I mean. Would these not look really, really cute on a card? All right, so you have your cute little trick or treat. Then we have the pumpkin. And he goes on there. Now this one uses 3 stars. But look how stinking cute that is. Oh my gosh. Even if you don't do Halloween, these are so fun. All right, so we have 3 stars on this one. So 1. So I have a feeling this kit won't last long. So if you are going to get this kit, I would grab it sooner than later. Because the closer it gets to Halloween, you know, they're going to be gone. I mean, that's just me, you know, thinking. Remember last year we had the cute haunted house? Now you can still get the haunted house because it was gone for a while. All right, so there's that. Again, I'll flip it over. And so many people were doing different things with the haunted house. They were turning it inside out. They were making it be a Christmas house, just using different stamps. All right, so there is that. Now this one goes on the house. And then the little ghost, they have you put the ghost like here on the front. So this one was kind of odd to me because the house goes like this. So your tag is actually on the side of the house instead of the front of the house. All right. So same thing. I'm going to put this on here. And then when I put my clip, I try to put the clip so it's a little hidden. So it's a little hidden behind that front tag. Isn't that cute? And see, there's the front with the little iridescent ghost. Okay, so that's the second box. And then the third box is the star one. So this one, we want an orange tag. And the black speckled tag. We also want the Hey Boo, which is so cute. I called Jeff that the other day. I said, "Oh, you're my little boo." And he just looked at me like I was nuts. All right. And so we'll put this together. Now this one also uses the little bat. So I've got 1, 2. There's a cute, cute little bat. Okay. Whenever I goof around with Jeff and he'll just like whatever, I'm like, "Hey, you marry me." Oh, I'm a goofball. All right. But he's just as goofy as me. He just hides it better. All right, then this goes on here. All right, and then we have our 15 inches of twine. Again, I'm going to loop it from the front. And you could just leave it as, you know, a hangy tag, you know. You don't even have to put a bow on it if you didn't want. Because I think you could even tie the twine on the little clip, and that would hold the box, you know, closed as well. All right, so there's that. And then this one uses 3 stars as well. So we have 1. And these are pretty chunky stars, which is fine again because it is like a 3D, it's a box. So you're probably going to hand it to somebody, or if you're going to mail them to somebody, you're probably going to put them in a box of treats or something. Maybe you have somebody that's in the service, somebody's on a mission, somebody's, you know, wherever they are, and you're going to send them a little treat box. So this would be protected inside a box. All right, now I'm going to put the little bat on, and I'm just going to use the little tiny black ones instead. And then his head kind of wraps around that O, like his little head. So isn't that cute? All right, so he also uses a little clip. Just kind of get that started. And then he has the star box. Okay, so I just kind of like look at it and see, I see that little seam. So I just kind of turn the box so the seam isn't as noticeable. All right. Not that anyone would probably notice it. I'm just a little anal, I guess. All right. So here is that. And then again, I'm just kind of lift that up, put my little paper clip on there. And then it's behind it, so it's just less obvious that there's a little clip on there. But look how cute these boxes are, and how big they are. Like I said, you can get so much stuff in them. This kit makes such cute little boxes. I made up a bunch of the houses and a couple of the little ghosts. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to make a card with one of them, because I want to make, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet, but I turn one of the boxes inside out, which gives me a cute little white box, which I can use for anything. So I picked this box. So I just turned it inside out, made it just like, it's supposed to be. And so I don't want to do anything to it yet till I know what I'm going to do with it. Because there's only 5 in the kit, right? So if I need 15 of them, I just want to wait. But I just wanted to show you how cute it is if you flip it the other way around, and you got a cute little white box you can decorate. So that gave me this little tag to use on a card. And we have the new Spooky Sweet DSP. And this looks really, really cute with this kit. So what I did, because it has some of the similar colors, so what I did was I just turned this into a card. And I just did a basic black as my card base. I put some basic white on the inside. I used one of the little punch outs from the designer series paper. He is so cute. A little bit there. And I just stuck the tag on the front, and it makes an adorable little card. So whether you make the boxes, as you're supposed to, maybe you turn one inside out and do something with it. So I will be sharing eventually what I do with that. But I just wanted to show you that so you can think outside of the box. All right, so let me say, see you later, alligator. And did you see my cute little flip-flops? Aren't these cute? So anyways, so yeah, I'm not going to show you my toes because I am going for a pedicure, but the flip-flops are adorable. So yeah, so this is a cute kit. If you have any questions at all, make sure you holler at me. And it is fun to get the kits and just kind of make them, not have to think about it. You just put some music on, maybe a TV show. Have you ever watched Schitt's Creek? I have probably watched that 10 times or more, and that's when I like to put on because I can kind of have it on in the background. I know what's going on, but if there's a part in it that I want to see again, I can look up, and see it. I have also sat and rewatched it while I'm not doing anything, and I love looking in the background because now I don't necessarily have to pay attention to the story, and I'll look at the background, and maybe somebody will be making a face that you never noticed before or whatever. But if you have not watched that series, I would definitely check it out. When I went home last year to Canada, my sister and I actually went to the because Jackie was my chauffeur. She took me everywhere. And so Jackie took me to, we went to see Courtney, my little sister, and she actually teaches at the school where Alexis went to college, where they taped, part of it. And then we went to the hotel where it was filmed, and we also went to the town. So we got to see the town hall and the cafe Tropicana, and all that kind of stuff. So it was, oh my gosh, it was so much fun. So if you have seen the show, you're probably like, oh, that's so cool. If you haven't seen it, you're like, what? But anyway, so definitely give it a chance, and let me know if you have watched it. All right, so I am gonna stop blabbing. I don't know how I got off on that. Who knows? It's like squirrel. So anyways, so yeah, if you have any questions at all, make sure you holler at me. Otherwise, I will see you Monday for my Mimeograph Monday with a Twist. That will be at 3 o'clock, Arizona time, same channel. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you then. All right, bye for now.